losing sleep, I'm losing sleep, 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 losing sleep cause of the nightmares and heat, enough to make me wake up and weep. No counting sheep, always falling down something that steep. Best believe I didn't take the leap. Shit, I was naive, I just wanted to leave. Fucked up brain that's willing to deceive. My mind's out to get me, just wanted to be free. Man, this is all I hear and see. I'm starting to feel like Alice. Wake up in a different world full of fucking malice. Constantly feel like I'm walking on talus. Don't even need a drink from the devil's chalice. I swear I'm starting to feel like Alice. Wake up in a different world full of fucking malice. Constantly feel like I'm walking on talus. Don't even need a drink from the devil's chalice. I swear I'm starting to feel like Alice. Wake up in a different world full of fucking malice. Constantly feel like I'm walking on talus. Don't even need a drink from the devil's chalice. I swear I'm starting to feel like Alice. Wake up in a different world full of fucking malice. Constantly feel like I'm walking on talus. Don't even need a drink from the devil's chalice.
Alice, I can't go home again. No surprise, really. Only a very few find the way, and most of them don't recognize it when they do. Delusions too die hard. Only the savage regard the endurance of pain as the measure of worth. Forgetting pain is convenient, remembering it agonizing. But recovering the truth is worth the suffering, and our wonderland, though damaged, is safe in memory for now.
Tigers from distant lands come to quicken our blood. Fang and claw matched with nerves of steel.
Brain rumbling non-stop, just wanna stop and crop your body till it drops and flops to a head shop. Eavesdrop from a treetop while you beat pop up on stage like a teardrop, growing sweet salt. Feed this thirst and hunger for blood tonight. Feed this thirst and hunger for blood tonight. Feed this thirst and hunger for blood tonight. For her blood tonight, her crimson blood tonight. Dizzy and anxious, knowing I'd pull the trigger. The job of a rigger ain't enough with all this vigor. Looking at her body with all this fucking rigor. The falling laugh, the rest is up to the grave digger. Thinking the hunger would stop, but it came in swinging, clinging like a brain tumor, ringing in an ill humor, bringing out a consumer with no humor. Here comes the bad rumor. Feed this thirst and hunger for blood tonight. Feed this thirst and hunger for blood tonight. Feed this thirst and hunger for blood tonight. For her blood tonight, her crimson blood tonight. The hunger never fades, it just keeps coming back. Being cut by blades, I can only fucking rack. Try to feed this thirst and hunger with a snack, but it never works. I need to go and find someone to hack, smack, attack like Jack. You're just a bloody quack turned maniac. I can't rack my brain until I crack some brains. I can't feel no pain until you feel these pains.
We go to a vulnerable place. There aren't people watching, where I could act out, and I say, no, I can't. And then a gun is in the car, hidden. And this craving, this awful, raging, eating feeling inside. I could feel it consuming my insides. This fantastic passion. It was overwhelming. It was like drugs. It was like alcohol. A little isn't enough. At first it is. And as you adjust to that psychologically and physically, you take more and more and more. It's the same process. So it finally came down to the thing of, do I dare bring this gun out? already realizing if that gun comes out, something has to happen. It was going to happen. I didn't see it then, but it was going to happen. I was playing a dangerous game with a loaded gun that got us all.
So I'm psycho, I'm going insane. As all you watching, not knowing the pain, cause we not the same, and I'll never be tamed. Ideas in my head taking over my brain. I trained on thoughts, ashamed I'm lost. The game is off, my name is gone. I wander back, sanity attached. At last, the rest of the psychopath. Fuck, you know what it was. Do anything for a dopamine rush. Hollow my thoughts and not knowing things up. Going through shit and I'm showing up. Taking your place and I'm blowing it up. Down the circus, I did not deserve this. I'm all for your service, you watching me working. Close all the curtains, I'll make sure you heard this. Next time you see me, I'm making you nervous. I'm making you nervous, and that is for certain. Feeling my pain and I'll feel how it hurts. I'm done with my scheme, you'll see what I mean. Lash on me, what you see on the screen. An image of what you created. A doctor, if need a reminder, don't worry, I got you. I'm mental, I'm psycho, I'm going insane. As all you watching, not knowing the pain, cause we not the same, and I'll never be tamed. Ideas in my head taking over my brain. I trained of thoughts, ashamed I'm lost. The game is off, my name is gone. I wander back, sanity attached. At last, the rest of the psychopath.
Future past, the magician longs to see. One chance out between two worlds. Fire, walk with me.
I'm mental, I'm psycho, I'm going insane. There's all of you watching and knowing the pain, cause we not the same, I'll never be tamed. The D's in my head taking over my brain. My train of thoughts, ashamed and lost. The game is off, my name is gone. I want it back, sanity attached. The last, the wrath of the psychopath. The wrath of the psychopath. Yeah, the wrath of the psychopath. The wrath of the psychopath.
From your words, as Mr. Emmons quotes them in this book, it's clear that you were guilty of murder, and yet he says in all his conversations with you, he never heard you express remorse. Have you never felt it?
Remorse for what? You people have done everything in the world to me. Doesn't that give me equal right? I can do anything I want to you people at any time I want to, because that's what you've done to me. If you spit in my face and smack me in the mouth and throw me in solitary confinement for nothing, what do you think's gonna happen when I get out?
Ex-convict in the room, watch out before you meet your doom. Resume your job in the dark room, gloom in the room too. He hasn't got a clue to that he's about to commit a taboo. Juggling knives is his job, but he's kind of a fucking slob. He smokes weed while on the job, and he's kind of a snob, and sucks at his job. Can it get worse than that? He wants to beat people with a bat, make their big heads go curse black. Jealous of the ones who can do acrobat. Big city scares like a fucking rat. He's not even just all of that, he steals circus goer shit. When he gets caught, he gets fucking hit, and then he throws a fit. Boss telling him to admit, I'll throw you in a ditch, he says, angry and looking for the snitch. He goes over to Rich and calls him a bitch. Rich denies it, but then he gets hit, takes out his knives, and Rich gets slit, choking on his own blood with the moon lit. He yells at him to admit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Running for his life, they found his bloody knife. Can hear them shouting low life. Tree scratches over his body. He keeps running until he sees somebody. Help, he screams, but it's his boss it seems. Streams we see, he counts to 3, then he shoots at he. Down he goes, his red blood froze. That's the life that Jimmy chose.
I haven't done enough. I might be ashamed of that, for not doing enough, for not giving enough, for not being more perceptive, for not being aware enough, for not understanding, for being stupid. Maybe maybe I should have killed 400 or 500 people, then I would have felt better. Then when I felt like I really offered society something. You know, if I wanted to kill somebody, I'd take this book and beat you to death with it, and I wouldn't feel a thing.
Feel real, will appeal when we're built like steel. Heartbeat there, but it's all too surreal. He's just dull, lifeless, even Pinocchio could feel. Counterfeit smile, motherfucker keeps him file. I sit on a text file, oh well, acting like a damn spile. Versatile guy, once in a while he's juvenile, sticks to his lifestyle like drinking black bile. Yet he can't feel shit, no sadness or anger, just emptiness while his brain makes loud clangor. Goes out of his way to feel pain and feel sane. Again he pinches his vein and crimson blood rains. Trying to survive like a bird on the jungle floor, but it never goes well with the bloody war. For he cannot soar like you at war, a war of the claw he's done for in this great war called life. Poor boy's corpse will dry and be eaten by megas, cause it's rife and full of gore and flesh and bones. Oh boy, this is larger than life. Cause you have to understand, to live you have to hold a knife. Counterfeit smile, motherfucker keeps it vile. I said on a text file, oh well, acting like a damn spile. All these people clowning on him for getting hurt, throws dirt at him and bullshit at him to assert. Introvert or extrovert, it don't matter, cause neither like him, both striking and mocking. But he never counter strikes cause he can't feel no anger, no fuming or looming, just wooden assuming.
I understand, said one thing to the other. There is nothing left to do now but to hang him. Hang him, repeated Mary. Tied Pinocchio's hands behind his shoulders and slipped into his surroundings. Throwing the rope over the high rim of the giant oak, they pulled till the poor marionette hung far up in space. Satisfied with their work, they sat on the grass, waiting for Pinocchio to give his last gasp.
Of wholesome refreshment with an ice-cold bottle of Coca-Cola.
And maybe a tummy ache tomorrow. Soda pop and pink lemonade are as important as peanuts for the elephant. Now, folks, step right this way to the bigger, better, more exciting sideshow.
Ask me to remember that day, I cannot. Shot after shot after shot, it's for naught. I'd rather not think of that fiery onslaught. When I do, it feels like a fucking blood clot. My heart pounds and pounds like the kicks. The whole world treats us like we're nicks. Who knew I'd lose my world in a place like that? 50 years later, there was never any tit for tat. 50 years later, and I still remember that. All I feel is pain and a whole load of strain. Ashes against the grain, flashes in my brain. Only ashes remain, only ashes remain.
Fires from my lips again. All these people out of love, so I sit there watching them all turn into pieces of grace. No people wanted to crying, but the ground's crying out. Their frowns lay down as they watch the flames grow and grow. Screams of all ugly here, filled with nothing but anger.
dreams and fire in my dreams. Nothing is as it seems, I can see nothing but streams. The clowns won't stop crying, the clowns won't stop crying. It's all come back to me, I can't run away anymore. That day was more horrifying than a day of fucking war. Store these times and never open them up, I swear. Can't ever look at a flame again or a fucking roar. Teams of screams are all I hear. Teams of screams are all I hear. Listen closely, they're still here. Filled with pain, agony and fear. Only ashes and fear remain over here.
Friend is right.
Must be great having it made like this from the day you're born.
She doesn't think so. She wants to be a writer. Works very hard at it. Her father even got her job in a newspaper.
Sleeping through the night is the only time she feels alright. Basking in the moonlight, when she wakes up she's in fright. Every fucking day is a constant fight. Stuck doing tricks for everyone to see. If she doesn't, she'll be thrown in the sea. She's gotta pick which will be, either death or bending the knee. They whip her non-stop and then put her in a cell. She says it burns and hurts like hell. Please stop before I yell. I'm about to go and raise hell. Break out her cell and let loose. This happens when you abuse. Stomp or chewed, you don't get to choose. Now she's the one who's amused. Break out her cell and let loose. This happens when you abuse. Stomp or chewed, you don't get to choose. Now she's the one who's amused. Another night, another day of torture. Today it seems like it's a scorcher. She just wants someone to nurture her before these pains consume her. Today here comes an amateur, beating her after some liqueur, treating her like some piece of dirt. Maybe it's just to assert. She says I'm this close to being unable to inert. Watch out before I hurt you. Time to be alert and treat you like some piece of dirt too. Break out her cell and let loose. This happens when you abuse. Stomp or chewed, you don't get to choose. Now she's the one who's amused. Break out her cell and let loose. This happens when you abuse. Stomp or chewed, you don't get to choose. Now she's the one who's amused. Murder the people shouted, barter the people demanded clouded. The circus quickly became crowded. Painful death they shouted undoubted. Furious the people strapped her down, hung her by the neck downtown. She trumpeted, the chain snapped, bringing her down. She broke her hip like a bad clown. Again they tried while the children watched. This time the hanging wasn't botched. Nothing else was said, she's gone and dead. And that's the life that Mary led.
Slipping through the cracks of time, hoping one day you'll be mine. Baby, I'll cross the line. Just give me a sign. The lustful greed and pride. Enough with the devil and cry. I try to push it aside. There isn't
Scene you leave with a smile so twisted yet sexy. Fuck your piss in my fucking eye before I know it. I've gone mad and start. Constantly feel like life ain't worth it. It feels like hell is real and we deserve it. Every single thing we touch turns to ash. Admit that as a species we're worse than trash. Cash and power and ego and lust. The definition of humans who cannot trust. Laws unjust. Politics are built off distrust. Please just turn us into dust. It never ends, just make it end. Don't pretend that we're worth defense. It never ends, apprehend. The world's doomed at our expense. It never ends, no amends. A species' guilt is immense. It never ends, just make it end before I commit an offense. One big loopy circus show with us playing the clowns, unable to hear each other's sounds. Back and forth nonsense, no rounds. Histories of us burning each other's towns down. Is it really so hard to work together? Whether we get through this weather depends on us being birds of a feather or ending up as bloodied herds of leather. Stories of madness engulf my mind, unable to unbind myself from mankind. I'd rather be blind than be of one kind. Remind yourself that humanity's unkind. Evil exists in all of us, and so does good. So why do we always choose falsehood? Guilty of them in the places I stood. If I had the choice to change, I would. Instead we have a world full of suffering, thoughts and ideals always shuffling. Honestly, it's just super puzzling that our true selves are always covering. I really wish that it would end. I really wish that it would end. I really wish that it would end, but I know it will never end.
The Soul Valley Circus is touring the country, letting everybody know what real circus should be. The lion has never been more ferocious. The lion tamer has never been more daring. The clowns just can't keep out of the act. They couple, they roll, they fall around. And then there are the big grey elephants, the jugglers, the acrobats, and all the excitement of the flying business.
Never ends, just make it end before I commit an offense. while I trip. My thoughts decide to strip while I sip and sip. Every time I ride it feels like a skit. This old nickel and dime shit, it really is. You know I'm starting to feel like Kid A, stuck in a hellhole worse than CA. Noise in my brain never shuts the fuck up. I've known for a long while that I'm a fuck up. I get high to reach heaven but never get close. My wings burn, I get closer to hell each time I'm further down, and it shows. My brain makes me feel like I'm in a cell. I burn layers of my skin to feel something other than sadness. Ain't that crazy, it's just part of my madness. I'm even at the bottom of the scale of badness. I fucking had it with this shit. Spent thinking, and even more amounts of time spent drinking, making me always feel like I'm shrinking. My heart is constantly fucking sinking. Always found John Merck to be a hero and Henry Spencer to be the absolute zero, but I know I'll end up more like the latter, cause my goodwill's about to fucking shatter. I'm so in love with the idea of being loved, even though I know I need to love myself first. I really just want to be someone's beloved, but I constantly feel fucking unloved. All of these things slowly build up. I know I'm about to be going washed up, so I have nothing to lose, and so I'm about to choose the path of rage. And my shelf life is up. The shock ain't leaving, it just keeps building up. Tales of insanity forming in my mind all the time. No matter how much I'm mentally climbed, ain't no way I'm gonna go down like this. Ain't no way for me to avoid the abyss. Evil persists no matter how much good exists. There ain't such a thing as good or bad lists. Trying my best to keep up with my fucking mind, but emotions constantly feel confined. Quarantine with this brain alone has made me wanna grind it to dust. A part of me I can't even trust. Boys about murder, crime sins and all of the above. When all I wanna feel is love. My brain itches, but I can't ever scratch it unless I drill a hole in my dark swollen head. The clock is ticking and my shelf life is up. The shock ain't leaving, it just keeps building up. Tales of insanity forming in my mind all the time. No matter how much I mentally climb, losing sleep over dumb shit like this. Losing sleep cause I'm scared of the abyss. No such thing as bliss in a world like this. Shit, I guess this is it. Shit like control ain't something I can control. So crushed a bitch trying to fill an empty hole. Looking for a loophole to emotion, but they all need me to hurt someone else, forcing me to commit acts of sin. Wanna be a coward, run away, swallow the world with a black coat, or turn the world to ice. No lemon so hot, so just as cold. I smoke to never ever get old. The clock is ticking and my shelf life is up. The shock ain't leaving, it just keeps building up. Tales of insanity forming in my mind all the time. No matter how much I mentally climb, love is pointless when you can't love yourself. Dispose of feelings contained in oneself. Numbing the brain from all the grief, kinda said that this has become my life's motif. I ain't ready to think about what's next, cause I'm still thinking about years ago. I'm probably taking it way too fucking slow, so I just get stuck in a standstill and never grow. Who knows, maybe I'm just being low. Yeah, I know that be pretty fucking low, but this record is just one big fucking show. Did you really expect something real from this? The clock is ticking and my shelf life is up.
People dislike me because I am not completely nice. I am trying to do with my life something which few people try to do. And this influences my thinking and consequently my actions.
Go, 22, what it is,